Sekali sama tapi semua dia kena ada subfile ni, perlukan beberapa subfile untuk loadkan kalau ada perubahan apa-apa lah. Dan sebenarnya dia perlukan beberapa file lah untuk dia kalau ada perubahan lah. CID lah.
CID last. Yang belakang tu asal daripada device tu, ambil yang file CID. Buat tu jadi CID.
Apa?
Okay.
Yang PCIe Explorer tu designer kan?
Betul, designer.
Designer. Yang link.
Kita boleh sambungkan soalan lain kita.
Nak angkat lah.
Boleh. Okay. So before we start doing engineering kan, so all of us, kita semua pernah dengar benda ni lah. IED, project file, ICD file, CID, IID file, SCD file. So each file have their function, but SCD is just like semua consider SCD kan. In short, I want to say dia consider semua CID dalam projek tersebut. Contoh kalau projek awak tani, semua relay yang pakai 6150, semua CID file dia akan ada dalam satu file dinamakan sebagai SCD file.
Substation, configurator,
Description. So all IED boleh keluarkan salah satu file ni, ICD ke, IID ke, ataupun dia terus bolehkan CID. Tapi untuk keluarkan setiap file ni, dia akan ada satu medium lah. Medium so that medium is called software tools. Okay. example, PCS Explorer, okay, some Hitachi, sorry, PCM 600, okay, and then Dixie, some Mycom, Redis, so and many more lah, all the software tools lah. So semua tools ni kita akan pakai tools tersebut untuk buat engineering lah. When I say kita nak buat engineering, maksudnya kita akan buat system engineering. So in a way we want to create a medium where these devices can communicate to each other, and these devices can communicate to the client. So to do that, that is the engineering. Basically, that is the engineering that I'm telling that we are doing lah. So it's basically called system engineering. So or at some place you can call it as system integrator lah. Integration. So when you want to integrate different brands or different devices, you need something like a common thing between them. So this common thing is what we call as CID file. This common thing is what we call CID file. Okay, but to create the CID file, right, like configured IED description, not all tools able to give CID file. Some tools able to give ICD only, and some tools they able to give IID, or depending on the tools lah, what they can come up with. So for NR, right, NR, when you use PCS Explorer, you only can export ICD file. So when you export ICD file, then you need to use a tool where it's called as SCL configurator. I put SCL configurator here. SCL configurator. SCL configurator. Okay. To map its CID file. So when you export the ICD file from PCS Explorer, then you need to import into the SCL configurator to build a CID file. Okay, what is SCL configurator? Okay, so what is SCL configurator? Okay. SCL configurator is a tool where kita pakai untuk easy to say buat SCD file. Buat SCD file. Basically, it's a tool specifically to create SCD file. SCD file is a format. Macam MP4, AVI, things like that, right? So SCD is also just a format. But to create that format, you need a tool. So for NR, dia pakai SCL configurator, while for Siemens, you know, they use IEC 6150 configurator. So these both software actually their functionality is same, but the difference is memanglah brand lain lah, tu saja, tapi functionality same saja. And dia punya functionality tu, dia compilekan semua CID, and then dia jadikan satu file, tu saja. Macam contoh kita pakai PDF kan, we use Word, we compile all the Word file, and then we keluarkan sebagai PDF, is similar to that. We compile all the CID file that we use in a certain project, and we come up with SCD. So this particular tool able to read all the CID file. Dia boleh baca semua lah. dia boleh gabungkan semua. Tapi software ni dia ada brand-brand masing-masing lah. Yang biasa PSI pakai NR punya lah, SCL configurator. So when what is the difference? Why Siemens ada lain, NR ada lain, and how it differentiated, right? So when you use NR punya configurator, SCL configurator, you can read all the information on NR punya relay. But when it comes to brand line punya relay, you cannot modify as you wish, or you might not able to read all the information. Maybe certain goose mapping you cannot read. And same goes to Siemens punya configurator lah. Siemens punya configurator, Siemens punya relay dia boleh nampak. Tapi bila comes to brand lain, dia akan ada certain limitation lah. But their functionality is same. Dia punya function memang gabungkan CID file. Walaupun tak kisah dari relay mana dia datang, as long as relay tu boleh produce CID file, dia boleh gabungkan benda tu. So when I use NR punya SCL configurator, I pakai ICD file from PCS Explorer, then I buat CID file tersebut dalam SCL configurator NR. So once saya dah buat CID file tersebut dalam tu, and memang CID apa tu, bila saya dah buat itu consider CID BCU tersebut dah siap. Oh, CID 921 ke 931 ke siap. We will go in more detail on the slides lah. I'm just explaining briefly right now. So once done with NR punya CID file, then we will use this software lah, where when it involves other brand relay, for example PCM 600, MyCom, we do the mapping or all the signal mapping lah, or we just use we will use the file given from GSC, TNB GSC lah, where they will give us the ICD file, what are the MMS that we need to use, and we use that ICD file in this particular software, and then we come up with the CID file from the tool itself. So tool dia sendiri memang boleh keluarkan CID tu. And then once we come up with the CID, we masukkan CID file tersebut dalam SCL configurator, jadikan dia ICD. So some relay kalau boleh keluarkan IID saja, then usually GSC will share the IID file lah, and then you need to open the IID file tersebut dalam software tools tersebut.
Macam ni, macam PSI kan, kita ada banyak relay kan.
Betul.
Dia relay lain tu dia bagi dalam bentuk apa? ICD ke IID ataupun CID?
Depend brand lah. Ada yang dia bagi macam Siemens, dia akan bagi IID.
Siemens,
Toshiba dia bagi ICD.
Tak standard lah.
Itu tak standard. Dapat tu tak standard.
Lepas tu you akan jadikan dia apa?
CID.
So you ambil ICD, IID tadi tu, different type,
Masukkan dalam tool dia.
tool dia.
Masukkan dalam software tool lah. Contoh Hitachi, kita masukkan dekat PCM 600.
Tool dia lah.
Tu software tu semua.
Convert to
And you export to CID file.
CID file.
Betul.
Kenapa dia tak bagi terus CID file tu?
Sebab bila dia bagi IID file sudah ada. Kan IID file tu instantaneous ID description kan, atau ICD tu instantaneous configure description. So dalam tu sudah ada template yang kita akan pakai. Okay, contoh, let's say you want to, contoh CBM, let's say CBM ke okay lah, tak sure really apa, tapi let's say you don't want to use OC, over current operated, you want to disable, maybe scope tersebut tak ada OC, tapi IID yang GSC bagi tu sudah ada OC. So if you're not using the MMS, then tak payahlah letak OC punya MMS tu, kita remove aja MMS. So CID tersebut tak ada MMS OC. Tapi dalam relay tu template untuk overcurrent operated memang selalu akan ada. Cuma selagi tak ada dalam CID file, dia takkan dipakai dan takkan dihantar ke klien. See, CID file is something like you are designing the file, you are designing it. ICD is something like relay punya information dia keluar sebagai ICD. So ICD tu memang dah consist apa yang ada dalam relay tu. Macam ID Scout kan bila relay dia discover satu relay, you boleh nampak data model kan. Data model kan walaupun benda tu tak pakai dia semua ada kan. Semua kita boleh monitor. So maksudnya relay tu memang sudah ada information tersebut. Itulah maksudnya ICD. Manakala CID tu, kalau bila you discover relay tersebut, relay tu ada report kan. Dalam report tu, bila you buka satu report, you boleh nampak beberapa MMS saja. Itu maksudnya CID.
Oh, means ICD ni dia bagi you semua lah.
Betul.
Semua
Betul.
information. Then you filter mana yang you nak. Then
Yes.
you createkan jadikan ICD lah. So
CID untuk klien. Basically we are creating the CID untuk klien.
Maknanya CID tu the final lah.
Yes.
So the final. Okay.
The whole process of creating CID and making it as SCD for client engineering. Actually, as long as you dah ada ICD ni, you dah ada IED ni, your system, how to say, your relay engineering is done. But to do client engineering, you need to have CID file. You need to create that CID file. Sebab klien akan baca CID ataupun SCD. So senang dia baca SCD lah. You bagi saja SCD, semua information pasal satu station tersebut, sebab station tersebut akan ada dalam benda tu. Actually in real scenario, you bagi CID saja, klien dah boleh baca dah. Tak payah bagi SCD. Tapi SCD tu dia more like satu compressed folder mari. Lebih kurang macam satu compressed zip folder macam tu lah. You bagi satu one shot. You are not giving one by one. It's one by one might how to say, hard to do engineering lah. You dah buat satu, then you confuse and then things like that might happen. So when you give SCD, it's a complete package. You give one shot and then you start doing your client engineering. So what is client engineering? Which is HMI and gateway engineering lah. Benda tu boleh dibuat lepas SCD complete.
ICD tu one by one tapi semua complete ada lah. Yang CID tu yang jenis compress apa yang kita nak.
No. SCD is compress yang apa yang kita nak. CID tu semua yang one by one yang kita bagi. ICD tu is the original lah.
Jadi software tools tu dia boleh kita guna untuk dia export ICD lah.
Sorry lagi.
Untuk software tools tu kan.
Betul.
Nak export, lepas tu dah pakai ICD, baru kita masukkan dalam, kalau kata Nari pakai CI configurator. Jadi ICD tu yang kita akan guna tu lah.
Modify jadikan dia sebagai CID lah. But for Nari only it works like that lah. But then macam Hitachi kan, you boleh pakai PCM 600 tu, you boleh keluarkan CID terus.
Macam PCM boleh terus
Betul.
keluarkan CID.
Tapi Siemens pula, walaupun you pakai Dixie, you masih kena pakai IEC6150 configurator untuk keluarkan CID file dia. Macam Siemens dia lebih kurang sama macam Nari. So dia depend on vendor lah actually. Untuk depend on vendor how the way they doing it lah. So far Toshiba ke Radis ke Mycom ke, they more to you terus buat pakai tool dia, then you export sebagai CID boleh. But then Dixie and so far what I gone through lah, Dixie dengan NR yang kena pakai configurator dia untuk buat CID file. Because these both vendors like they more focusing on the SCD lah. So bila you dah buat setting and everything in their tool, tapi CID file information all you need to buat dalam dia punya configurator. So they just create two different medium lah, where you can play around with logic and setting and everything, and then another medium where you can play only with 6150.
Tapi macam MyCom tu maksudnya yang mana support 61 FT lah.
Betul. Yang mana support 6150, yes.
Oh.
IED, yes, all the IED can be all devices. All the IED is considered intelligent electronic device lah, but they need to support that particular protocol lah, which is IEC 6150.
Oh.
So if they can't support the protocol, then we need to use hardwire for that.
Oh ya. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Usually some MyCom doesn't have 6150 kan,
Betul.
conventional release kan, yang tu terpaksa lah kita pakai hardwire. So we clear on this part. Any question on this? So I move on to engineering part. So Jaya ke dah install software tersebut, PCS Explorer? Dia akan keluar ikon ni ya, ikon macam ni. 1.1.9 designer. Boleh nampak tak area file ni? Tolong downloadkan ni juga. Lepas tu extract. Dia consist semua project file on Hambatan ni punya project lah during FAT process.
Ada dalam link tu tak ada?
Try to refresh. Maybe baru masuk semua tu.
Oh, baru masuk.
Ada.
Okey ada.
Okay.
Tu soalan.
Oh ya, satu. Yang sana 32. Salah informasi.
Tapi Google kan, lalu kalau ada perubahan yang dekat relay lah, dia ada benda tak perlu pun kita nak kena create ICD file tu kan. Maksudnya perubahan tu kita ada dekat dalam designer tu dia. Tapi ada
Dia Kalau involving setting, then tak payah lah.
Oh, itu kalau setting je.
Tapi kalau involving any 6550 signal punya changes, then have to lah.
Oh,
Actually interlocking pun tak payah. Interlocking okay.
telekin pun tak payah.
Interlocking logic so far won't be issue lah. Unless interlocking logic tu macam you just added a new signal kan, then you masuk dekat interlocking kan, then you need to create a
ICD ya.
ICD then update dekat SCL configurator. Okay, just to inform, before lunch I'll focus on installation, opening the file, and then we will go through a bit of BCU lah, whatever inside. I'll go a bit fast on that part because I want to focus on how to do the signal, how to add one new signal. So the whole process we will learn together lah. So after that one will be done after lunch. I mean will be conducted after lunch lah. So today most probably I can cover NR, and then I will try to go for Hitachi as well, if possible. But if not, then we continue tomorrow on other release lah. So we have Hitachi, Mycom, and 7SR. And Tapcon also.
Saya ada review. Saya tunjuk semua orang.
Mati.
Oh,
By the way, when I saying that I'm covering NR, I'm already covering on PCS 9705, PCS 921, PCS 931. Yeah, all the all the three relays lah. All the three relays, including PCS 915 as well. Bus bar. Because all PCS we use designer lah, and almost the method is similar. Cuma apa tu, export CID tambah signal semua kita mostly pakai untuk apa tu, BCU sahajalah. While CBM current default, there's no additional signal to be added there. Mostly the signal will be given by GSE. They are already inside the ICD file yang GSE sudah bagi lah. Only BCU we are able to modify.
Tak boleh.
Only BCU saja yang kita boleh modify.
Oh, BCU je boleh.
Tambah signal ke apa ke anything lah. Because 921, 931 usually the GSE already give the logic and they will lock in.
Oh.
So that's the because the how to say NR punya relay kan, 921 and 931, they want to keep the functionality constant. For example, if it's current circuit breaker management, they just want to maintain it lah as circuit breaker management. If it's current different operation, they want to maintain it as current different way, because if they let the logic to be free, then when we change it, maybe we might defer the functionality. In a way, you can modify a device in any way you want lah. So, but they want to keep up the functionality to be how it is. So there won't be any much thing we can do at 921 or 931. Only usually tukar setting ke, ataupun kalau ada perubahan logik yang baru, then kita terpaksa download relay tersebut. Macam tu saja. There won't be anything to add or remove.
Oh.
Usually the relay punya support team is the one will be doing that lah. But at BCU, yes, you can tambah signal, tambah logic, you can create new interlocker, apa tu, you can do anything you want in BCU.
Good. Macam kita dah create SCD file kan. Siapa yang guna SCD file tu? Kita perlu load dekat mana-mana device ke?
Tak, macam yang bagi tahu kan, SCD file tu adalah untuk kegunaan klien. When you do client engineering, you have to have SCD file.
Only for client lah.
Only for client. Yeah, only for client.
Client, HMI, GW, EGW.
Yes. Maintenance also.
Maintenance.
If you want to simulate anything, client juga.
Oh, only for client saja lah.
Semua tu pakai SCD file. And also SCD file is another method for you to maintain your CID file lah. You can, for example kan, kalau okay, for example right, you have BCU CID file. You need BCU CID file. If now kan sekarang kan kalau kita kan CID file untuk BCU kita tak bagi asing sebab kita dah ada SCD file tersebut. Anytime anytime you need, you can export the CID file. So itu satu lagi function SCD file tu useful for us lah, where you no need to keep on have a backup on CID file. Kalau you ada backup CID file itu macam ada banyak kan, so you can avoid that bila you ada SCD file. You ada satu file saja, and then you can share to anybody. Anytime they need a CID, they can just take out. They don't even need to take out, they just use the SCD to read the CID.
SCD file tu kita boleh upload lah.
Dia CD file tu dia not like upload, dia more to, dia macam satu file yang mengandungi semua information lah. So you can use that information for anything, any client engineering process that you want to do lah. Dia macam tu dia punya.
Konon SCD
kegunaan
file
tu.
untuk BCU tak ada kan?
Sekali lagi?
Konon BCU SCD file tu hilang lah.
Okay.
Kita boleh tarik ke? Dia tak ada.
No. See, SCD file, okay. SCD file hilang tu maksudnya vendor, seorang vendor, sebuah vendor lah yang dia buat engineering tu, dia buat engineering untuk banyak relay. Setiap relay dia keluarkan CID file and dia compile sebagai SCD, dia submit dekat customer lah. And then now situasi customer hilangkan SCD file. So in that way, bila customer hilangkan SCD file, maksudnya dia dah hilangkan semua information CID file dari relay tersebut. So in that case, customer nak createkan satu SCD file yang baru, dia kena sedut semua CID file dari relay yang live lah, atau relay yang online sekarang.
Mana kita boleh sedut dia lah.
Boleh. Kena sedut semua CID relay tersebut. Then customer tu kena compilekan dia jadi sebagai SCD, and then your new SCD is done lah.
Macam mana kita nak tahu SCD file tu tak match?
SCD file tu tak match.
Mana tahu ada projek-projek lain masuk, dah bercampur. Kita boleh compare tak?
Dia nak compare CID. Okay. When okay, contoh kan, in your, let's say when you say dia macam banyak SCD file dalam satu station, tiba-tiba ada SCD file yang baru, SCD file yang lama, and then tercampur lah. Maybe I get it lah, there's a lot of tenders and masukkan, a lot of other vendor involved, and then tak tahu vendor mana yang pakai latest SCD file.
Betul.
Okay, and then you want to detect which SCD file is, kalau ada changes yang ni sama ke tak. Tapi
Sebab yang kontrak pun masuk lain-lain orang kan.
okay, there are few ways you can do. Satu, you can now sekarang GSA or GD kan, GD they are the one who validate the SCD file. So you can track back the SCD file punya validation report, and then you can compare the report dengan file yang sekarang ada lah. Okay, one is that way. Another one, you can ask the support to validate one more time whether the file is legit. I mean, how to say, is the current file or the correct file or not. And if you want to do personally, there's another way also. You can use the software called Notepad++. And you can use that software to compare manually lah. It's not manually, there's a certain plugin in that software yang you boleh pakai tool dia untuk compare information antara LCD file ni dan LCD file ni, then dia automatic akan tunjuk apa beza antara dua file tersebut, and then you can have a clear picture lah. So there are few methods that you need to go through lah.
Dia boleh buat macam tu lah.
Boleh buat itulah, tapi you need help from this kind of things lah. Validation ke ataupun pakai Notepad++ ke.
Itulah, next DJM banyak projek kan.
Understand, ya.
Kita tak pastilah kan LCD mana yang update yang lama ke kan.
Correct.
Jadi isu lah.
Nasib baik kita masih ada validation process lah, where it is helpful in this kind of confusing time lah.
Nak kontrol dokumen tu susah sikit lah.
As long as ada validation report tu, kita boleh trace back lah which is the right file. Tapi bila validation report tu hilang, that's where. Tapi itulah
kita pun validation dokumen tu pun tak tahu siapa yang jaga kan.
Correct.
Dah sekali handover dah online pula kan.
That's the thing lah, when the handover process is the most crucial process lah first lah. Bila handover tu, everything handover properly and then maintain properly, shouldn't be an issue lah.
Nak secure tu susah sikit lah.
Get it, yeah. But yeah, that's how it is lah. Nak compare CD file, these are the methods lah.
Kita dia tak ni. Faham.
Okay, so dapat install ke PCS Explorer?
But
Kamu install lah.
tak.
Install aku ni. Dulu saja.
Dia dah jawab, aku tengah tengok ni.
Cik Asna.
Cik Asnan. Oh, ada Cik Asnan.
Macam Asna ada.
Tadi saya ada share link. Tolong sharekan dekat WhatsApp. Once you got the link, the link will be expired on Saturday. So by that time, try to download lah all the files that you can download. And also apa tu? So for now, install these two software lah, PCS Explorer and SCL Configurator. So when I covering engineering for NR kan, so as I say just now, I will cover for all the relays lah, 921, 931, 9705 and 915 as well.
Ni for SDW pun cover juga.
Kita akan masuk besok ataupun Rabu lah for SGW.
Tapi yang tu dia
Sampai
punya
HMI cover.
Tapi dia software lain kan.
Betul, dia software lain.
Dia sedari lah.
Dia still nari tapi software lain, yes. I will share that tomorrow.
Nampak tak? Google.
Yes.
Kan macam SD file tu kan, kita nak buat LCD, kalau kata LCD file hilang, lepas tu kan kita kena ambil untuk setiap relay dia punya ICD file kan, CID file kan. So macam mana kita nak, macam relay-relay brand lain ni kan kita tak boleh nak jadikan dia, nak compilekan dia jadi LCD file tu dekat software mana.
Sekali lagi, saya apa tu?
Untuk kita create LCD file,
Okay.
kan kita ada banyak relay brand-brand lain ni kan.
Betul.
Macam mana nak kata, sebab dia kalau relay lain ni ada software lain.
Betul.
Macam mana kita nak compilekan jadi yang mana yang lain brand ni, jadikan dia LCD file tu.
Okay, I think you're confusing at the last part lah. See, when you using particular tool untuk ambil particular brand punya CID file, you dah ada CID format tersebut.
Betul.
Okay, contohlah, for example, write it down. Okay, for example, we have GB 443, then we have PCS 921. Okay, here we can see this is okay, G-grade, this is NR. Okay, and then bila we are trying to upload. Okay, download is sending, upload is taking up. So here also we try to upload, and then upload apa, CID file. Betul kan?
Betul.
You consider you are successfully done until here kan?
Okay.
Okay, once you take, walaupun dia brand lain NR ke GE grade ke, tapi format dia sama.
Saya ingat.
So bila format dia sama, then definitely you boleh pakai apa tu? Dia macam dia panggil SCD configurator file lah nama dia. Yang saya share dekat link tu satu saja, SCL configurator. Tapi dekat kita punya vendor dia ada banyak. Bukan satu saja. Siemens ada dia punya sendiri. If I'm not mistaken, Hitachi ABB pun akan ada dia punya sendiri. And I think all the brands will have their own SCD configurator lah. But as long as it's a system, it's a SCD configurator, dia any CID boleh masuk. Tak kisah dia NR punya ke, Siemens punya ke, apa-apa yang boleh buat SCD file, dia ada software yang buat SCD file, boleh je masuk CID tu. CID ni satu format saja. As long as CID ada, mana-mana SCD configurator you boleh masuk.
Wow.
Then you just can create the SCD file lah. So over here there's this one I'm giving is the NR one lah. NR punya system, SCL configurator, SCD configurator. So over here you can see, right, this one is actually Siemens IEC 670 system configurator. This is SCL configurator from NR. Dua-dua ni functionality sama saja. Actually almost dua-dua benda yang sama, cuma brand lain-lain tu saja. So as long as you dah ada CID file tersebut, you nak pakai ini ke atau you nak pakai ini ke, mana-mana boleh pakai. Then you masukkan CID file tersebut, you can export a SCD file. That's the function lah. So that's why I say ada, memang semua brand akan ada dia punya sendiri lah, if I'm not mistaken. Some may have, some may not have. So for now I know these two lah. Okay, so I'll just proceed lah yang Giant install tu. So yang Giant install tu boleh buka ke designer ni. And then please download this file lah. Yang ni ATNI 132 IED config file. So this file consists all the engineering file during FAT process. So download this RAR file and then extract it. Okay, so those who have extracted it, once you extract, you will see something like this lah. Something like this, manifolder, and today we will be focusing on this F346. Okay, so what I want you to do, I want you to open this SPJ file at the PCS Explorer. So it's a usual method only. Just open, and then you find that destination, and then you open the SPJ file. Find F346, open the SPJ.
Jadi SPJ.
Please let me know if anybody having difficulty to open the file. I will come there to assist. Or to install the software.
Kesama macam ni. Kesama-sama juga.
Sama kan?
Ha. Dia.
Okay, just to inform, lunch will be at 1 p.m. They need some time to prepare everything.
Okay.
Sini lah, okay, stop tadi. Oh, tu LCD 123 ni capital 123
Ah.
tukar dulu.
CM.
Yang bukan PC. Oh, PC. Nanti ni kena extract.
Okay.
Sebab ada saya terus start install.
Ni ada
Direct installation.
Kalau ni sama.
Tak lepas kau sudah ada lah. Okay, okay.
Ni sama kan?
Sama. Tak payah download tadi. Sudah ada.
Tu ni bisa lagi.
Tak, tak.
Sama ya.
Sekarang ada satu lagi software baru kami tengah tuju dapat tu.
Oh, dari mana?
Dari Relay pun baru juga.
Ha?
Relay pun baru.
Oh, delay version baru ah.
Relay macam baru, yes. Besar sikit.
Besar sekali.
Besar.
Tebal ke?
RCS. RCS pernah dekat stesen lama.
Oh,
Ada kan RCS? Dia bergerak
besar sikit, tinggi sikit.
Isi pun. Cuba dapat dulu.
Dari lepas tu pakai
Yang anjur kena pakai software baru.
model baru lah.
Model baru, software pun baru. Tak pakai software ni.
Naik dari pakai model baru lah.
Baru software baru.
Ni juga.
Picture.
Mantap baik.
Dari setahun berapa tu sudah ada tu.
Oh.
Benda dekat dalam. Ada tak? Ada. Ni semua saya terus tajam saya terus tuju terus kalau terus lain aku tu lagi saya terus display minta faham itu stop pun tak stop pun minta tanya dulu stop nanti kau tak lari stop
Tak, kau tadi nak tambahkan stor aku lagi.
mantap tu
Kau nak tambahkan stor kita juga apa ni? Dia bagi tu.
ni apa yang lama
Ha? Mantap ni.
Okay, so just to continue. Ni cara kita nak namakan file lah. So usually project file kita namakan dia punya mnemonic station dulu dan voltage level, and then kita namakan nama relay tersebut lah, unsynchronous punya relay lah, and then kita createkan voltage level. So how to createkan this? You tekan right click, you just create new direct. So if you dia bila tekan new direct, dia akan minta nama lah. Anything you can put like any label you want. So you boleh nampak dia keluar. Okay, if tersilap tercreate ke apa ke, you can always delete. Okay, and then once you create this directory, you want to create this folder, sama juga, you create new directory. Okay, then dia akan minta benda yang sama juga, you just namakan accordingly lah. So accordingly maksudnya contoh E01, kita namakan E01 underscore B punya nama. So lepas masukkan B punya nama, you nak masukkan, you nak discover relay kan, you tekan new device. Okay, and then from online driver. So single driver usually kita pakai DEV file yang sudah ada lah. You want to use that DEV file and make a new engineering file, then you will use single driver. Tapi kalau you nak ambil dari relay yang live ke relay yang online, kita pakai from online driver lah. So device name, you just namakan E01 F34C, and then IP depend lah, like rear port you masukkan IPVC lah. Front port dia kena masukkan standard IP lah, 100. Okay, so this is how you create a new backup, or you can see the standard how backup will be done for project files lah. Clear? Okay, and then the next thing.
Kalau yang tu,
Yes.
kalau yang kita open, yang ni dalam bentuk apa ya? Ini dalam bentuk project file lah.
Betul, project file. Ya, betul, project file, correct.
Tak nampak pula CID dia.
Betul, memang tak nampak project file. So
duduk mana?
Kena export ni.
So bila sebab CID file tu dia kena buat dekat SCL configurator kan, macam tadi yang bagi tahu. Tapi sebelum kita nak buat CID file, kita kena export ICD file dulu. So ini ICD file yang tadi saya cerita tu, instantaneous configure description. Kita kenakan ICD file ni dan import dia dekat SCL configurator, then kita akan buat CID file, which we will do in this training lah. Kita akan buat sama-sama.
So yang ni bukan dalam bentuk CID file lah.
Dia bukan
ICD file.
No.
So ni dalam
Project file.
project file.
Correct. Yes. Okay. So when you know it's a project file, so just want to explain about how the file need to be shared or what. Okay. So just for your information, this one. Okay, let's say I'll show you an example when I create a new file. I'll use this file. Okay, so I'll name this folder as new folder. Then I'll create a new substation name. I put similar name lah, admin 132 F34C. Okay. I save at my new folder. Okay, then new directory, create 132 kv. Then I create another directory. My name is E01. BNTS2. Okay, for now, since I don't have a real device, I use single driver. Because I name the relay, then I take the file.
Oh ni DB file ambil lah.
Betul, I ambil DB file lah.
Oh.
Okay, so you can see, right, I already done my folder here. I didn't press save, I didn't press compress. So here I just want to show you. You can see the difference between yang I belum tekan, and then you can see there's no SBJ file over here. But in real a complete file should consist something like this. So in this way, let's say you try to send this file to somebody, they can never open your file. It will be shown corrupted. So when this SBJ file is created, when you press save, see, the SBJ file is there, but the compress is not done yet. So that's why whenever you upload the file from the relay or you take it from your driver file, you always need to compress. Once you compress, you save. Once you save, then you will have a complete file. So this is the type of file you send to somebody, they can open. So when you send to somebody, you cannot send only E01. You need to make sure the folder 132 KB is there and the SBJ file is there together. If you send only this SBJ file, still anybody who receive it, they cannot open. They cannot see any logic, they cannot see any mapping there. Because this SPJ is not a standalone. It's a thing that together with the information inside it. So that is the reason we compress from here. Compress the zip file, then we try to share someone. So clear on this part? So I'll go a bit on explaining on logic and everything. Okay, so over here you can see the device information lah, on what type of file is this, when it was developed, when it modified. These are the information over here. So usually this kind of information we try to maintain it lah. Or you can find out whether the file used is the latest or the current file. You can compare it with another BCU, you can compare it with another station, and if it's all goes same, then the format, the file version is considered same lah. Okay, so at signal setup, under BI signals, you can see all the BI signals named according to the input points. So over here you can see there are 21 input points for a certain BO number. So over here BO number is considered 7th cut. At the BCU we are using the 7th cut, which is the 7th cut is the input, is the digital input lah, BI binary input. Okay, so this every cut they will have 21 points, 21 common positive points lah. You can consider, you can use them as a single point status or signal, single bit signal lah. Okay, and every card will have, actually every card will have 22 points, 21 common positive and 1 negative. The last is the negative lah. 22 is always negative. Yes, 22 is always, 22 is negative. So,
kad nombor 7.
apa tu?
Kad BI nombor 7.
BO7 is actually BI card nombor 7, correct.
Maksud kat belakang tu, kalau nombor 7 tu ni lah.
Betul, nombor 7 tu inilah, correct.
Macam mana kita tengok BI nombor 1?
Ni.
Betul tak no?
BO.
Oh, you mean
BO7.
card nombor 1.
Yeah.
Okay. So here you can see that. Okay, biasa dekat BCU slot 1 adalah CPU model. Okay, CPU. And then slot nombor 2 dengan 3 is CT card. Okay, then 3, 4, then sorry. 1 CPU, second is a spare lah, 0. 3, 4 is CT card. 5, 6 also spare. Then blank, it's just blank. Kosong, betul. Then 7 is the binary input lah. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sorry, until 10. And then 15, 11, I think it's an analog input card. AI card. Yes. 15 and 16. Then 12, 13, 14 blank. 15, 16 is a output card. Binary output.
So
Then, yes.
DAI tu digital analog ke?
Digital analog, yes. Yeah. Analog input, correct.
Analog input.
Analog input, correct.
Bukan binary input.
Bukan binary input. This one. It's not 11.
Itu analog input. Itu DAI 07 tu binary input.
Betul. Oh, actually, sorry. Yang ni kat 11 pun analog input. By analog pula. Binary input. And 4501 is binary input. 4521 is binary output. Sorry, apa tu, analog input tu untuk array rayu. Biasa tu ada array rayu. No, not CTVT. Analog input tu adalah yang kan dekat Ampang kan ada array rayu. Ada array rayu kan. So array rayu tu kan ada 420 milliamp. 420 milliamp transducer. So transducer punya point tu kita akan pakai analog input punya card.
Itu
Special card, AI card yang boleh baca transducer lah. Transducer punya value. Di mana?
yang dekat BCU tak ada kan?
Yang mana?
BCU.
BCU kita tak.
CCTV tu lah.
Ni kan CCTV card kan.
BCU ada CCTV card.
Kan? Jadi dia tak perlu
Kat 3 kat
analog
4 tu
card tak
CCTV.
perlu kan?
Bukan tak perlu, dia kita tak pakai analog untuk BCU lah.
Sebab dia
Tak
tak
ada,
calculate kan?
dia tak ambil, dia tahu. Tengok value tu lah dia. I mean, it doesn't masuk dalam ordering code lah. It's not in the ordering code.
Jadi yang untuk dekat RU je saja kan?
Betul, ada ordering code dia ada kat tersebut.
Kalau depose kat mana?
Yang mana?
Depose.
Depose is the binary output.
Mana apa?
Binary output at 15 and 16. Kat
Oh.
15, kat 16.
Depose.
So coming back to BI signal, you can see here cut 7, cut 8, cut 9, cut 10, cut 11. So you can see immediately after 11 it's already green. So here you cannot use anything, there's nothing to use here. So we are able to use until cut 11 lah.
Oh, BI sini ni dia dah siap lah. Yang tadi tu yang BI07 yang bawah tadi cuma dia punya hardware je.
Sekali lagi, macam mana?
BI07 ni dia dah inform dalam tu kita letak sebagai apa. Dia dah buat summarize lah. Betul.
Summarize as for what lah?
Yang bila dekat bawah tadi tu, dalam card tu kan ada dekat bawah tu kan yang ada
Sorry.
DAI
Yang
0607.
Ni kan? Okay.
Ini kita tak nampak dia mention every point tu untuk apa kan.
So this is basically apa tu? This is a setting for the card.
Setting for the card.
Setting for the card. This is not where kita nak namakan system. Ini it's like more detail into what kind of setting you want to put for the card. Macam contoh kan setting ni biasa memang ni kita tahu say lah. But if you want to know about it, kita set logical node untuk card tersebut. Berapa logical node kita nak pakai? So if you notice kan, the card MMS table ke atau kita punya SCL configurator, nanti kita akan tengok. I will show you. If you notice, we won't have 21 BIGGIO. Dia biasa GGIO 1 dan GGIO BIGGIO 1, BIGGIO 2, BIGGIO 3 macam tu kan. So dalam BIGGIO 1 tu you akan nampak indication 8, sometimes ada indication 5. Itu adalah sebab kita memang bagi instant tersebut, kita set instant dekat sini. So maksudnya BIGGIO 1 ni dia akan ada 8 point. Satu BIGGIO logical node tersebut dia boleh consist 8 point saja maksimum. So bila dia ada 8, kita bagi 8 sini 5. So that is why show you here this one as well. 21, yes, correct. Boleh nampak ke? Ni clear ke atau ada kesalahan lah? Boleh nampak ke? Okay. So you can see just now the instance kan. So sebab ni kita letakkan instance 1, 2, 3. Dalam satu ni boleh nampak sampai indication 8. 2 pun sama sampai 8. Tapi 3 you akan selalu nampak 5. So similarly goes for card nombor 8 juga. 8 5. So memang sini tak ada apa pun. So this place basically you are playing with the setting of the setting, bukan setting MMS saja tapi setting card juga. So logic node is for MMS, parameter is for card. So you are actually setting value lah, set value 10. So bila you set value sebagai 10, then dia function lah. If you put 0, then that particular card won't function. That particular point in that card won't function.
10 lah.
So walaupun dia dapat positif, dia takkan bagi input lah.
You keluar banyak.
Something like you disablekan point tersebut sekali.
Macam mana you buat banyak? I punya keluar satu. I punya keluar logik je. Dia itu cat punya tu.
Macam ni kan.
Itu tekan apa tu?
Atas ni tu.
Tak. Kita ada iklankan page ni.
Ni
Oh.
double click ke apa?
Ni double click ni.
Oh, dalam ni dah
Ha.
putih.
Yes.
Oh, okey, ada.
But this setting memang we don't temper lah. It's a standard setting that we use lah. So regarding adding signal, I would like to just want to share with you the spare signal kan. If possible, try to follow the product app because the TNP product app they already allocated certain spare signal for that specific signals.
Oh.
Contoh kan, I will show you. Okay, this product app. Okay, so this is the binary input. Okay, I'll take one signal. Okay, this signal. Okay, so which is card number 8, input 7. So card number 8, input 7. Here I have used spare kan. Di sini memang spare kan. So in real scenario is actually you can use the signal, but then this is from GSC punya standard lah. I mean GSC punya instruction lah. So if you want to use let's say if you want to use switchgear in local signal, exactly this signal, then you can use that spare point. Tapi kalau ada signal baru nak tambah and it's not in product app at all, then you need to use
Ada ni.
this spare point. Yang memang dia letak sebagai spare.
Oh, kena tengok, kena check ni juga produk.
Betul. So in here you can see the card number 10, 4 until 7, yes you can use. So if that specific point at sini dia letak spare, tapi dekat product app tu bukan spare, then you shouldn't use lah. Unless let's say for example over voltage trip, suddenly a new existing station required to use this signal, then you can use that spare point at here lah. Okay, other than that you only can use spare points that stated spare. Any question about this? Is this clear?
Tadi yang dekat parameter tadi tu kan. Kat sini kat mana tadi nak check depots tadi, tengok kat binary output tu tak nampak yang depots tu.
Sekali lagi apa tu? Nak tengok output dah.
Untuk depots.
Ni.
Nak tengok parameter tu. Tak ada.
Plus this one binary output kan. So it doesn't work like input point punya setting lah.
Sebab dekat ni dia punya depots dia tu, kalau kat FTAC dia 150 millisecond, tapi yang ada dekat site 1150 millisecond.
Oh, okay, I get your point. So that part actually you can see
Oh, dekat situ.
dekat visual setting.
Yang ni. Ada BI setting ada dia nampak.
Betul. VI setting.
Atas tu.
Dekat ni.
Yang atas lagi. Itu paling atas tu. Dia value ni apa? Dia punya maksud dia 150 millisecond ni.
Dia apa tu see this one is actually BI setting lah. BI setting. But depots is more to yes, this is depots 1. So depots 1 is for breaker. So hanya for breaker this specific value is stated lah, where 150 millisecond they able to read the signal in 150 millisecond.
Maksudnya dia dapat Dalam 1 milisecond lah.
Bila 150 millisecond off. Okay, if it's not 150 millisecond kan, okay, dia actually value macam ni. I will explain lah because it's hard to tell what is it exactly. Okay, in order for the PSU baca satu event yang berlaku dalam 150 millisecond, setting ni kena masuk, value ni kena masuk.
Oh.
Kalau tidak, contoh saya letak 1500 ke 15,000 ke, which will, okay, contoh 15,000 millisecond is actually 15 seconds. So anything below 15 second happen, VCU tu tak boleh baca. So dia kena ada satu event yang berlaku untuk 15 saat, then baru dia boleh capture benda tu.
Oh, dia report.
Yes. So in that case, let's say if I put 1500, then it's 1.5 second. So 150 millisecond is 0.15 second lah. Which is actually to read masa trip punya tripping point lah. Tripping punya masa. Tripping punya masa we have calculated that it's working in 150 millisecond. So in order for the BCU to read in 150 millisecond event tu berlaku, then we need to put this value. So biasa kami buat counter dekat existing session, we will increase the value for this lah, supaya bila kami main dummy breaker kan, we cannot replicate 150 millisecond. So we try to increase the time and 1.5 seconds, something like that. So that when we try to change by hand,
Patut kena ubah balik lah lepas dah.
Yes. Lepas habis kita punya setup tu, then kena ubah balik. We will ubah balik lah actually. We are changing also because 150 millisecond replicate by hand is possible. So that's why we try to increase the time.
Kalau kita ubah tu kan, ke nak tunggu URB baru boleh ni?
Actually ni bila ubah ni dia tak reboot, so pun dia issue lah.
Tak ada apa kalau buat tu.
Tak ada issue lah. Because dia tak reboot, PC tak reboot.
Oh, PC tak reboot.
Sebab dia tukar setting tu. Dia sama macam tukar city ratio. City ratio pun PC tak reboot. Boleh tukar manually dekat PC tu.
Oh, boleh tukar terus jalan.
Ya, actually itu yang saya maksudkan. Bukan download. Maksudnya yang saya kata dia tak reboot tu adalah kita boleh tukar manually kat PC saja. So this kind of setting all boleh tukar terus kat situ. Okay, clear?
Okay.
So BI signal, then so I'm going to, okay. So over here kan, dalam bahagian ni, this is the place that we will usually modify lah for BI signal. Other than that, another place that we modify is LCD graph. So this LCD graph yang kita display, yang kita dapat dalam PCU lah. So dia punya modification is very direct. Same like we just can press, you can rename, drag here, drag there. Then even this box also you can, this box are being selected lah from like this. So we define the box lah, but then the more easiest way is like you copy paste. You can just copy and then you can paste, so you can get the similar function. Then once you press twice the box tersebut, you boleh tengok dia punya mapping, and then you just map exactly how you want the mapping lah. So this is for breaker. For isolator, you can see the mapping is here. So apa mapping ni That one we will see at OMAP. I'll show you in a while. So this is basically all about the LCD graph lah. And line ni semua you just can look it from this one. Yeah, just like that. You just choose a line from here and then you draw. So this LCD graph basically just like a draw paint something kind of concept. Okay. Then measurements. All the measurements have their own mapping as well lah. So this each mapping, this is considered you are mapping the particular logical node lah for measurement. But this is not MMS yet. This is just I can say this is just logical node. Logical node is something like a data set. But it's like not detailed yet, but just like a 6550 identification. I can say this is just a 650 identification, but this is not MMS. So you can see why they choose B, C, they choose for blue. And each voltage also have their own MMS mapping. Incoming, running. Okay, and last page is for counter. So counter also have their own mapping. Under the
Mapping
counter.
tu kita boleh yang tu mapping dia. Yang CSWR, CSWI.
Betul.
Oh, kita boleh choose lah kita nak pakai apa.
Actually yes, you bukan boleh choose, more like you shouldn't choose the wrong one lah. But yeah.
Yang ni kita follow Temi punya spec.
There's no specific spec for this lah. But the logic is there lah. For example kan, okay, so I once done this part, next part your modification mostly will be going on the OMAP. You need to understand the OMAP because most of the BCU logic is stated here lah. So I'll start with counter first. You can see the counter kan. Okay, this is the counter punya block. So from this block is where it's defined its variable and everything lah. So yang tadi yang kita mapping tu adalah tempat ni. Okay, tempat ni. So if you can see the last one is trip C kan. This is manual counter. While trip A is auto counter. So at the mapping place you shouldn't choose the wrong one lah. In case you choose the terbalik one, then dia mungkin dekat label tu auto tapi dia tunjuk manual punya value, which will be wrong. So at manual punya label contoh, what I mean is like this lah, M, but then kita tersilap pilih apa tu, tersilap pilih trip A, which is wrong lah. Auto trip, it should be trip A because our mapping and our mimic logic is such a way. C A, manual is C, auto trip is A. Unless you swap this thing, then you can choose however you want. But it's not needed lah. It's unnecessary to swap. But I'm just showing that you can check whether which is correct or not in case in future the counter is getting wrong or right. Is it clear on this part? Okay, so that's for counter, right? And then at OMAP you can see there are so many blocks over here. So each block actually they all consider as like okay, for this one, right, this is a block for breaker.
Standard atau?
Standard, yes. No, it's like this. Dia block ni standard. Tapi okay, this block ni memang khas untuk breaker. So that's why you can see the block nama pun XCBR. And bila you buka, you can see all the logical node related to breaker akan ada. But then when you open this block, right, okay, this is isolators block. So you can see all the related for isolator akan ada. And all other block sampai CS29, you can see the block memang for similarly done for isolator lah.
So kalau yang untuk picture tadi tu, kalau you nak pick yang yang betul tu, you kena refer kat sini lah.
Again macam mana? Yang picture
Ada
betul?
picture tadi kan.
Tak. Ini just block saja. Block is something like kalau contoh block ni tak ada kan, you cannot do any mapping. You cannot do any 6150 mapping. So block ni something like, sebab block ni wujud baru ada 6150 mapping wujud. Something block is something like dia consist info macam coding kan. Sebelum kita coding kita kena ada library kan. Similar concept lah. Sebelum kita buat mapping 650 dia kena ada library. So library tu adalah block. So this is what it's called block. So when the block is there, then kita boleh masuk dekat user depots ni. You baru boleh ada benda ni. So when you have this thing, then you can label them as Q0 open, Q0 close, Q1 open, okay, Q1 open, Q2 close, Q9 close. Each going for each block. CS adalah 2, 3. Di mana kita ambil ni? So you see kita ambil benda ni dari sini. Yes. Okay, give me 5 minutes. Stop it. Okay, so just want to show you here. Okay, so bila saya delete kan, you boleh nampak benda ni ada. So ini yang maksudnya block. So bila ada block, then baru ada information tersebut. Okay, then baru you boleh buat mapping ni. So when you do that mapping, then only you can label each open close accordingly. Okay, so this mapping is where kita mapping dalam LCD graph tersebut.
Baru boleh mapping lah.
Betul, that is user depots
Kalau
lah.
tak ada lah kan.
Tak ada. And then this mapping will connected to this lah, DPCVT, di mana intermediate faulty boleh dikeluarkan. So kalau ini tak ada, DPCVT ini tak ada, memang intermediate faulty tak boleh keluar lah. Dia ada dua indication saja. Kalau nampak sini open and close saja. So kalau open and close nak determine sebagai intermediate and faulty, dia akan ada block tersebut, block DPCVT.
Dia kena ada block ni lah.
Betul. Okay, so I will stop here. Before I stop, is there anything that you want to clarify until here, user depots? Okay, so after our lunch, we will continue a bit on this OMAP. I will go with user. I will explain about goes in, goes out into GGIO, interlocking logic, and combine lah. So a few logic concept that we go through. Okay, then after that we will go into SCL configurator. Okay, alright. So thank you. I will continue at I think 2:30. Is it okay? 2:30 p.m. Alright. Thank you.